Previously on Rivenel.
Sanding all the nail holes, sanding all the doorways. It looks pretty darn even. There's a lot of stuff to clear out. I guess this is any time better than ever just to chat with you guys about this. This is me doing good on that. Those promises that we made to ourselves and why we're shooting more videos now, just to say like, no, this is something that's important to me and I need to remind myself. It's the next day. I got more toys. So, just got back from work and went to the store, got a couple more things. It was an exciting day because I finally found my compost and my mulch today. It's getting delivered tomorrow. In fact, it's getting delivered like literally right here. Getting delivered right in this spot. Pile here, pile there, 10 cubic yards. This is a 7 cubic yard wheelbarrow. There are 7 cubic feet. There are 27 cubic feet in a yard, which means, is that like 138, right? Something like that. I did the math before and I think it's gonna take me like 138 trips of the wheelbarrow to get all of that back to the farm. And the wheelbarrow. Look who it is, still working. Hey, you wanna know what? You're really pretty.
Thanks.
Somebody got their hairs did today, huh?
Yeah.
Show us, give us a little flip. This is the part where you wish you bought it assembled. I definitely feel like that was one of those situations of which is worth more to you, your time or your money.
Ooh, look what's here. Okay, this is weird because I'm filming and they're right there. Compost and wood chip. Giant compost pile.
Wow, guys, look at all that organic material. Doesn't it just make you excited? Compost, mulch. This is actually really good mulch that I'm super happy with too. That's gonna break down really nice. Unfortunately, before I even do that, I do have to mow. And once I get mowed, then we're immediately starting on prepping those beds. And we're first gonna start with cardboard. Let me get the lawn mowed and then I'll walk you down there and I'll walk you exactly through how I'm going to be prepping these beds. Based on the research that I have found, based on my notes, I'll walk you through everything. So 1 second. All right, well, that was an adventure. This is what we're dealing with. I didn't put the mulching blades on it, which essentially have like a higher lift to them. So I was thinking it would suck it out. The bagger wasn't really working for some reason. So I was like, oh, that must be it. So I had to take the blades off, but I didn't have the right tools, had to run to the hardware, all of that stuff. Long story long, it's still not working and I don't have time for this. All of this is not gonna move itself and apparently it's gonna rain tomorrow. So if it's gonna be raining, we gotta get going on this, that's for sure. All right, so I figured I'd walk you guys through first just what exactly I'm doing. So this is a 32 foot by 32 foot square that we're gonna be dividing roughly in half. On this side, we're gonna have some crop beds down into the ground. At least two 16 foot, at least two 9 foot. That'll give us a little bit of diversity first year to play around with. And then on the other side, we're gonna be building a greenhouse and some raised beds. Raised beds are just a little bit better for my wife. She's got some back problems, so she doesn't have to be so bent over and just out of convenience, and then we like the way they look. But what we're about to start prepping right now is what's called a sheet mulching system. I've got some notes here just so I can help give as much information based on the research that I've done. So if you like this, you can try to do it yourself. The whole idea around sheet mulching, right, is kind of emulating a natural bed, right? It's kind of based in permaculture. There's a lot of people on YouTube that do and talk a lot more about this and are a lot more knowledgeable than I. I'm one of those who's been learning from it, but I wanted to give you a video that shows someone like me who has picked up on those ideas and now applying them with my own spin. Using things like compost and especially wood chips is going to lock in the moisture, is really going to help permeate the bacteria and the fungus culture that is in the actual soil itself, and then that is what actually grows the plants. Wood chips by themselves are not good for growing plants. In fact, it's just a really good source of carbon, right? But compost, on the other hand, can be a good source for plants. Topsoil, good source for plants. But what we're gonna do is actually use the grass as a kind of nitrogen starter that we're gonna start with cardboard. Putting that cardboard base, a good carbon base, we're gonna put compost on top of that, probably about 3 to 4 inches, and then we're gonna do about another 3 to 4 inches of wood chips on top of that, just on the bed side. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because the soil where we're at right now is very shallow and very sandy. So it looks like we've got a good lawn right now, but just below that sod, there's nothing. So we need to build that up and make that good for the plants. Over years, I'm gonna plan to be doing a no-till system. So this is just to get me started, and we'll keep putting compost on top and then be doing wood chips in the walkways. So that will help build up this land. If we ever expand, we can do more of that. But right now, it's kind of getting towards the later part of summer, and we have nothing started. So this is a really good time to get that started and have that going all the way till springtime. So I'm actually gonna not tarp this off. I'm just gonna be, like I said, layering in that nitrogen from the actual grass itself, and then I'm actually going to be locking in wood chips as opposed to a cover crop, because with that compost, with those wood chips there, and being out in the elements with the moisture, it's gonna start to accelerate some of that decomposition. But ideally those wood chips would take years to break down, but just when we get into the springtime, I'll do a little rakeage out of the way and start our 30-inch beds from there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Just running out of time. Man, I thought I had some help who was coming on the way to help me get this set up. That turned out not to be a case, so kind of in this on my own. Man, it's gonna be a late night. Gotta go. Come on. Let's go. About halfway done with the cardboard, that is. I'm just so mad I wasted a couple hours messing with that lawnmower just because I wanted to get the new bagging system working properly. Allison's here.
Hello.
All right, I think we're almost at the end, and we might have a few more boxes than we needed. That's nice. All right, we did it. Nice work.
Yay.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I came in kind of the later half. But...
Well, this is the part that matters. Home stretch. All right, well, what do you say we just get some compost and spread it, just to like keep it down, you know what I mean? And then in the morning, well, I'll get as much as done as I can tonight. I don't know if you want to get started on dinner or anything. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry.
Okay, so why don't we do that? I'll go up front, get going on the compost, start spreading it if you want to get going on dinner, and then whatever I don't get done, I'll finish in the morning. Cool. While Allison is inside getting dinner ready, I'm gonna get some of this. But here, when we're done with dinner, we're gonna run to Lowe's really fast and get some tarps, just in case, because if we don't get these covered and it rains, this would be miserable. It was a rather stressful day, and man, didn't really catch any breaks trying to get this done today, but even though I'm sitting here and just working through it right now, you know, I'll probably get a good amount done tomorrow. I'll get up early. You know, Allison's finishing up dinner now, and then we're gonna run to like Lowe's or Home Depot and grab a couple tarps. But I still feel good right now because I'm putting in a garden that's gonna feed my family. You know, I feel good about that. All right, I think that's gonna do it for today. Little lady just summoned me in a second ago. So I think I got enough on here just to at least hold the cardboard overnight. Come out in the morning, get that good like couple more inches across the whole thing, get it all covered, and then start in on the wood chips. Might be you know, tomorrow morning and then tomorrow night if I can, but just got to get this covered up so nothing takes the seed in it or anything like that, because the wood chips will really choke that out, like I said, and hold in that moisture. Well, I just realized that the manual focus was turned on, so I apologize for half this video being completely out of focus. When I get at the cutting room table later, I'll decide whether this video is worth it. I was just sitting here thinking, and it would be really easy for me to chalk today up as a huge fail. And, you know, some days you feel like that, but I can't help but sit here and think that I did my absolute best, you know? Allison and I are doing our best, and we're just trying to get everything done. And some days you get it done, and some days you don't. And some days you try as hard as you can, and no matter what you do, you're just not gonna get it done, but that's okay, because there's tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, you know? And it would be really easy to just beat myself up over this, but it's not. We're making progress. Yesterday, we didn't even have any of that stuff there, and tomorrow, it'll almost be done, if not completely done. So you know what? I'm choosing to stay positive. I'm taking that mentality, and sometimes it's a choice. So on that note, try to think about how that applies to your life today, or tomorrow, or the next day. But we love you guys, really appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next video.
Next time on Rivenal.
Oh boy.